Hey y'all, we have done a class here where we're teaching how to make the cut and bend test knife. What that means is making a knife that will pass certain qualifications for your Journeyman Smith rating. Now this knife is made here in the class by these students as an example. Their knives will not qualify them to, they can't test this knife for their testing, but now they'll know how to make it. Now here's the exciting part. Some of the knives are going to break, and some of them won't. Whose knife will break? All right, hope you enjoy watching this. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's exciting. This knife is a specific purpose knife. Every knife probably shouldn't be built this way, but what it does is it really gives you an expansive view of heat treating and methods for heat treating for specific knives. In this case, the test knife. Here's another thing about sharpening. I'm sure all of us have gotten the decarb off of our edge, and we have an edge here. I want you to sharpen these edges down. When you get a little burr, a wire, you see a little wire edge pop up, stop. We'll go to a finer grit. We're gonna take two grits here to sharpen when I do this way. Now I go through all kind of different ways of sharpening, y'all. This is just machine sharpening. This is set up with kind of somewhat of a secondary bevel, all right? As we're cutting, if your knife chips and wrinkles, we'll resharpen it because it's probably chipping and wrinkling. Maybe it's too thin or something. It's not because the heat treat's bad. It could be because you have decarb it. So pay attention and you won't get cut. Be careful, take your time, you won't get cut. If you're in a hurry and you lose track or you don't pay attention, you can get hurt pretty bad. I've been hurt a lot, and I'm just saying don't do it. All right, I'm gonna run this about half speed. I may go ahead and do this for you because this angle is going to be interesting. Let me see here, I might need to do it this way. All right. So if you do the knife straight up and down, and I got it on a little bit of angle, you can see where your edge will be. See that? Is that comfortable? I'm going to try that just to see if you guys can see. I got a little bit of an angle. That's the angle I would do this way. If this was straight up and down, I turn my knife, I'm just going to turn the platen so you can have a reference point of straight up and down. Get it?
It's kind of cool. Yeah.
All right, we're going to try that. Tracking, lighting. Is it straight up and down? All right, I'm going to work on this and this, and then as soon as I see that burr, I'm going to stop. All right, and we're going to blend it all in on the slack belt. So if somebody said work on top, okay, don't work on top. Work right in front of you, and then you have less likely chance of that belt popping and coming in and disemboweling you. There's a lot of ways to do this. Okay, I'm gonna show you how I do this edge up to blend this in. Same thing, run it slow, not in any hurry. All I'm doing is, I'm not using any force. I'm pulling this across to get rid of that wire. It's a pretty simple process. There's 20,000 different ways to do it. I dropped back a little bit to this diamond, which is I think a 1200 maybe, or a worn out 8. Get those teeth off. Now we'll just strap it a little bit, going this way. That's just a piece of leather that has pink no scratch compound on. Same thing, I'm laying the blade almost flat, running over 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that should be sharp. And it shaves hair, so that's sharp. All right, so that's how you do it. Make a loop go like this through here. All right, and then put this on your knife. See? Makes sense? Super simple. Then you can just take it like this. See how that's a safer type of lanyard, because it's not going to fly out of my hand. It's not going to helicopter and cut me up. It's going to stay in my hand even if I start kind of feeling like I'm losing my grip. This is a free hanging rope. It means the rope isn't tied anywhere. That's what the part of the test means. The rope is free hanging. You don't actually have to use the knife at all. If you make the knife, someone else can test the knife for you, you can still pass. I want that to be really clear about this test, okay? Some people aren't physically able to use the knives. We've had these cases before, so the knife just has to do the test. You don't have to be the one performing the test. So when you're looking at the rope, you find there's your line, your angle's like this, like a 45 almost, if you cut on a 45. And then don't cut this way. This is where a lot of injuries have happened. I've seen it. Don't cut right-handed left leg. You will cut yourself. There's a guy I know, Jason, almost cut his leg off. So you're gonna make a cut. You can take your right leg forward, or you can just stand there and do it. You don't have to go far, but I don't wanna see any rope, because part of cutting the rope is not seeing the rope. If you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta cut this rope, it's a big deal, then you're probably not gonna get it cut, okay? All you gotta do is take a swing at it, pop it right in half. It has to cut at one time. That's it. Make sense? Yep. All right. Next part is the 2x4 test. 2x4, the distance you wanna use to cut. You can do this fast or slow, it doesn't really matter. My best time on this thing is 4.5 seconds, but my friend Dan Kiefler can cut 1.5 with one chop. So I'm just hitting, I got like a 45-degree angle right here. This knife is super light. You break out wedges like that. Let me make sure. Okay, good, we're good. So I cut that corner. With a bigger, heavier knife, it goes really fast. Now I'm getting wrinkling. Okay. The way to fix that is just resharpen it. Problem is, right here behind the edge is just a wee bit too thin. Test your knife before you bring your knife to the person you're going to test with. If your knife does this, just resharpen it. Try to make it a little more stout on the edge if you can. But the problem is not because it's heat treated poorly or wrong or whatever. It's just that it's too thin for the heat treat we gave it. So I'll just resharpen it. Now, I could have made it harder and not had this problem. But there's a fine line. I tempered everybody's knife was tempered the same. So we'll see through this process which formula is going to produce the best results for this test. And we'll see if you made it thinner, make it harder. If it's thicker, this is perfect. Now the next part. I hate this part. And this is one of the cool things. If you know, we all did the same thing here. Except for some of you may have forged a little on the cold side. We'll see what happens. And the whole thing is, if all the knives pass, that's cool. So on this one, this knife would technically fail because of the edge damage. But the way to fix that when you have edge damage is maybe a little bit more robust or a little harder. Make sense? And here's the other thing. They count from the sharpened part to the point as the blade length on this. Unless you have a guard, then you'll be counted from the guard to the point, all right? So that's 10 inches. Now I'm gonna clip this in the vise. Like I said, do this at home, guys. Do your testing at home first before you bring it to somebody's shop. Because if you test at their shop and you fail, they're gonna make you wait 6 months to do the test. I'm gonna make you make the knife again, like right now. All right, I'm in there, I'm snug, no side to side, no this side. Okay, now, over there is fine. I got this thing should fit on there pretty nice. like there. So I like to put the whole handle in, and then I just slowly start bending the knife over, okay? Safety glasses. So I just go real slow. If it pops, it pops. Go slow. Grab that end piece, I like that. If you go fast, it really will pop. If it does pop, then we're not gonna keep this video. Now here's the other thing. If you can bend your knife this far and it pops, it's pretty damn awesome. That's what I say, the test is knife specific, so make the knife specific for the test. So just go real slow until it does, especially here. The closer you get to, if it pops at 90 too, you're golden, but it won't pass the test. So you just go slow as you can go.
The angle inside the tube. Yeah. Oh. There, right. Oh.
90 and pop. All right. Pass that around and you can see the grain structure in it.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah. That's interesting how it cracked on.
Okay, so the way you do this cut is you get as close as you can. I'd get closer. And if you get closer, you're gonna use more knife. What happens a lot of times is people are farther away and they only use the last inch of the knife. All right? Whenever you're ready. All right. All right. Next, I'm gonna have everybody cut the rope and then we'll go do the next part.
The other side of the boat.
Ka-chow. There you go. All right. 1, 2, 3. How's your shoulder? All right, 2. Great. Let me see the edge. Perfect. So mine was too thin and I had a lot of decarb. And that's what I figured out. And I'm going to show you how I know I have a lot of decarb on my knife. Okay. Take a couple licks. Your angle's too steep. Get a little, there you go. That's about 45. Make a mark like right here and cut in there and cut in here. Pop that chip out. Yeah, that'll pop out. Give it more, like a 45-degree angle. You're cutting straight in, you want a little bit of an angle. There you go. What's up, old boy? Come here, buddy. Come here.
He was crawl. He says, pick me up.
Did anybody get edge damage on their knife? No, okay. I got edge damage because, number one, I got a lot of decarb. And I think I remember leaving this in there when I was normalizing and walking away and coming back like an hour later. So that probably wasn't good. Decarb, all right? So don't do that. But that's good that you can see it. The purpose of this test for you, more than just preparing yourself for the Journeyman Smith test or the Master Smith test, is you will understand a heck of a lot more about your knife. There's no stainless knife being commercially heat treated that you could do this with. It won't do it. You take a hollow ground stainless knife and do this, it'll pop at about 20 degrees. Knives ain't designed for this. They're not meant to do this. It's like we're trying to make this knife to pass this test. All right, go slower, Jason. You're doing pretty good. Keep going. All right, you're almost there, so go very slow, Jason. A little more, wee bit more, very slow, very slow. It's pretty impressive. So now, hang right there. I'm gonna call that 90 all day because the handle's sitting in there and the back of the handle's back there. You can go further if you want to, but that's about as damn far as anything can go, but okay, I'd stop. You went past it. All right. The only reason at this point that anybody's knife might break is cold forging, but I didn't see that, so they should be fine. You're doing good. Doing good, doing real good. Hang in there, you're gonna be okay. Look how far that's going, isn't that crazy? If it does blow up, it'd be impressive still. You're doing good, don't bust your ass. You're so close, Josh. Just a wee bit more. Just a wee bit more. That's pretty good, that's it. Yeah. Nice, all right. Nice, all right. It's good, I don't think there'll be a problem. Bam! Sorry, I couldn't help that. We're almost there. Almost there. Pretty close, just a wee bit more. Almost there, Dave. Almost there, it's pretty close. Nearly perfect. 90 degrees, you're there. That's it. That's good.
The next corner.
Looking good. Just a little bit more. And almost there. If it breaks now, it's still awesome. And that is, that's 90. That's it. That's it. That's it. Did good. All right. You can support Night Forge Studio, Makers Forge Studio, and this channel by Patreon. Go over to Patreon. You can find different things. We got some great stuff coming out there for you. And thank you. Love y'all. And be a maker.